So we're in Clovis, California. We just finished setting a Bradford white 50-gallon electric water heater. This model is the RE350S6. You can see model number, serial number. I believe there's a warranty card in here. If there is not, you go to bradfordwhite.com, fill out the documentation, and you're done online. So full name, street address, stuff like that, and they'll ask for the model number, serial number. That's it right there. Get your warranty going on the tank so they know it's installed. So what we did up here to get started, we abandoned an old water heater, 50-gallon natural gas. It had a recirc pump on it, actually LP gas. Had a recirc pump on it, so lots of stuff going on here. We abandoned the water back here. Sorry about the light, but this was stubbed out. There's Aquapex piping in the wall, and this was stubbed out, had the pump on tied in. It was rigid, of course, because it was tied into the drain line, 3/4 piping and whatnot. Pump was on, so it was pretty rigid. But once we took that pump apart, this is flapping around on the breeze, so it's not strapped in there at all, but no big deal. So we got it capped off good back in the wall. Same thing with the gas. We don't need any more LP gas right there. Took off the valve, everything, put a cap on there, so that's tied back in. So everything's working. I mean, everything's on. Water heaters, they got two other water heaters over here, so those are firing correctly. At least I believe they are. You know, we haven't done anything with those. And so the electric one's in. Here's what we did up top. Let's see if I can get up there. Abandoned the old valve that's up here as a gate valve. We like to put quarter-turn ball valves in. So these are Watts 3/4 turn, or actually, yeah, Watts 3/4 inch, quarter-turn, full port ball valve. So quarter turn on, quarter turn off, quarter turn on. Same thing on the hot side. The reason we did that is when we were bleeding this down, we had a lot of hot water blowing back to the hot side. It is upstairs and it needed time to drain down, but we waited an hour before we opened it up and just kept draining. So there might be a cross connection, hot to cold, in one of your faucets, maybe a cartridge. So what we did is while we had the water off, we just put two valves on. That way we could move forward, get the water back on, everybody can use the bathroom and whatnot. So, you know, it's nice because you got to work on this. You can shut off the hot and the cold, you've isolated, you don't have a lot of water draining down from upstairs. So those are on, those are good. We did replace that nipple over there. This is existing pipe nipple coming out of the wall. We put that one in because it was a little bit longer and we wanted to, just for aesthetic purposes, we kind of wanted it to look the same. So got the valves in, then went to brass nipples. Once we make a penetration, put brass valves on, we like to go to brass or stainless steel. Iron pipe breaks down. That's what you got stubbed out of the wall, so that's fine. We leave it alone. But once we go to here, we get a little 3/4 by 3 inch brass nipples, hot and cold side, and then of course Falcon stainless steel connectors. These are a full 0.725 inside diameter, the largest in the industry. Ultra flexible. These guys, you can take them apart, bend them straight, use them over and over again. So these guys we like. We like them. We use them. That's we don't like using any other product besides these. So 3/4 by 18 Falcon stainless steel connectors on a hot side, on the cold side. Down at the tank, we go ahead and we put a little extension piece. So it's a pure brass. And what happens on these nipples down here coming out of the tank is they've got a little heat trap on both sides. It's a little plastic nipple that sticks. The pipe nipple sticks up about this far. But then there's also a sorry, let me get this. There you go. It also has a little plastic heat trap. Excuse me, that sticks up off the top. What is happening? Autofocus. There you go. Good. There you go. All right. So the heat trap sits up here, and sometimes it causes a conflict with the rubber gaskets in these supply lines. So you tighten it down, and it starts dripping out of here. You have to take it apart, you know. So we don't like fussing with it. These, I don't know, $5-6 each, so a little bit extra money, but you know, iron pipe down to there, and then we file off the top of this brass. Gives you a nice flat connection for both the hot and the cold. So both sides brass. Then of course, relief lines pre-installed from the factory. Little short nipple. Excuse me. And this is this line is never full of water. It's relief line only. It only would get activated if you get too much pressure, temperature in there, and then it pops off and relieves that out this line. So it doesn't matter. This is iron pipe. So iron pipe nipple here, iron pipe nipple here. And then, of course, another corrugated supply line to tie the two together. And we've run water out of this. So we've checked this for leaking at the tank on both sides. We've checked this for leaking at the supply lines. We don't see anything. Everything looks good. We're going to have our electrician come out. He's got the wiring here, and then he's got it stubbed out down here. So he's ready to go get it tied back in. I'm not sure how long it takes to get hot water. I know we do a lot of gas water heaters, and they take about 2 hours to get hot water, but he'll come out and hook this up. We did set this temperature, it was at 120 from the factory, which is pointing straight down, and then over to this side, very hot. I'd imagine that's about 160. So homeowner requested we turn it just a little bit, so I'm imagining it's at 130. Keeping in mind, she's an adult, only one that uses the bathroom, so we're not going to take liability for this, but she's fully aware that you know, hotter water increases the risk of scalding. So that's hers. Everything out here looks good. Outside of that, this installation is done.